My name is Tanya Winchester, and I will be covering the policy topic of driving under the influence of alcohol. Driving under the influence of alcohol, also called driving while intoxicated, is a critical social problem in the U.S. According to PBS and other sources, the problem is not alcohol itself, but rather the amount of alcohol an individual consumes. Too much alcohol can cause serious problems to the body as it affects the brain, heart, liver, pancreas, and immune system. The area affected that influences driving, of course, is the brain. Alcohol interferes with the brain's communication pathways and can affect the way the brain looks and works. Driving while intoxicated has proven to have detrimental effects to society, those of most importance being car crashes, injuries, and fatalities. According to the FBI, roughly 1.2 million DWI arrests are made every year. 1/3 of drunk driving arrests are repeat offenders. What's more, of the individuals who participated in the 2012 National Survey on Drug Use and Health, 11.2% admitted driving while intoxicated one or more times within the past year, translating into 21.9 million individuals. This number is 18.25 times higher than those actually arrested for the crime. According to MAD, 1 in 3 people will be involved in a drunk driving crash in their lifetime. Drunk driving accounts for an estimated 28 deaths every day in the U.S. And ultimately, driving while intoxicated astoundingly costs our nation $132 billion and approximately 10,332 fatalities and 345,000 injuries each year. Past and current efforts. Sunday sales bans have been around since before the Revolutionary War, but regained momentum during the temperance movement. Not all states have bans on Sunday sales of alcohol today, though. In 1954, the breathalyzer was invented. In 1980, Mothers Against Drunk Driving was created and is a chief component today in the fight against the potential dangers of alcohol. In 1990, the Administrative Per Se Law was implemented, requiring immediate license suspension for convicted drivers. And in 1998, the Transportation Equity Act was established, encouraging states to adopt a .08 illegal BAC level, and in 2001, the DOT Appropriations Act was passed, mandating the .08 BAC illegal level for all states. Also in 1998, as part of the Transportation Equity Act, came the 21 minimum age drinking law, the zero tolerance law, host laws, open container laws, alcohol exclusion laws, and repeat offender laws. In 2003 came forth another wave of laws, including beverage training laws and laws for pregnant mothers. Aside from the 21 minimum age drinking law and the zero tolerance law, not all states have adopted these laws, but those which have differing stipulations and penalties for offenders. More recent trends in the fight against drunk driving include high visibility enforcement through sobriety checkpoints and police saturation patrols, as well as ignition interlock laws. The most widely supported solutions are mandated interlock devices for all drunk driving offenders, lowering the BAC level to 0.05, increasing sobriety checkpoints, harshening violation penalties, and utilizing designated drivers. Theory. The Calder-Hicks compensation principle is most appropriate with this policy issue, as we are dealing with only one type of resource and have the goal of increasing social welfare. We considered all alternatives compared to the status quo and will analyze the costs and benefits for each. It is apparent that the status quo of $132 billion and approximately 10,330 fatalities and 345,000 injuries each year is unacceptable. Evaluation. Sobriety checkpoints are stationed in areas and at times in which people are likely to drink and drive, and involve police officers stopping drivers to check for indications of alcohol impairment. Sobriety checkpoints are funded through federal grant money and save an estimated $6 to $23 in comparison to total costs in a community from alcohol-impaired crashes. Right now, though, only one arrest is made for every 88 episodes of driving over the illegal limit. Ignition interlock laws require repeat offenders, and in some states, first-time offenders to have interlock devices installed in their cars. These devices use breath samples to test BAC levels, and upon detection of alcohol, a vehicle will be disabled. Drawbacks of these devices are unwanted fees to convicted drivers, costs falling on family members if the convicted driver is unable to pay, and the potential safety hazard to the convicted driver as well as his or her surrounding environment from the danger of having to blow in the device while driving to maintain the running engine. All states have adopted some form of the ignition interlock law. The costs of a device include a rental fee of about $2 to $3 a day and a maintenance and installment fee of approximately $60, which is far cheaper than sending an offender to jail, as the majority of the costs for this device are paid for by the convicted driver. This saves taxpayers from having to bear the burden of the costs. Therefore, it is not needed to even calculate the costs of harsher violation penalties. The .08 BAC law adopted by the U.S. is one of the highest in the world. Other countries such as Norway and Sweden have placed their state legal limits at .02. The National Traffic Safety Board confirmed that even low BAC levels evoke attention problems, lane deviations, drowsiness, and vigilance problems, and that lowering the BAC level to .05 will have the effect of saving an estimated 500 to 800 lives annually. Furthermore, according to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, a positive relationship has been established among BAC levels, the probability of being involved in a car crash, and the probability of being involved in a fatal car crash. Surprisingly, though, not all anti-drunk driving stakeholders are in support of this alternative. The founder of MAD, for instance, believes that this is not a practical long-term solution since there is not active enforcement of the .08 BAC threshold. Additionally, alcohol distributors, the American Beverage Institute, and alcohol drinkers may be most unsupportive of this policy, as it will decrease alcohol sales and limit alcohol drinking privileges. The idea of using designated drivers has wide support, though. Designated drivers provide an alternative mode of transportation for individuals who plan to drink that is safe for the individual as well as the greater society. Anyone can be a designated driver, and possibly even free of charge. Other designated driver alternatives include taxi companies and designated driver community-based programs. A taxi ride can cost around $50, but has many conditions on fares. A ride through designated driver programs such as Be My DD, the largest designated driver program in the nation, costs only $16 per hour. My proposed solution is to combine alternatives. Increasing ignition interlock devices and utilizing designated drivers are both cost-effective and will not rely on taxpayer money. Utilizing designated drivers will even boost the market by providing other forms of transportation, such as taxis, in addition to designated drivers. Furthermore, legislatures could award incentive grants to car insurance companies and offer incentives to responsible and designated drivers, thus increasing responsibility and decreasing drunk driving. In addition, it proves wise to lower the national illegal per se BAC level to 0.05. Although it will be difficult and efforts may not be visible until the future, lowering the level will save lives. It seems necessary to also mandate host laws, alcohol education, open container laws, and beverage service training laws in all states, as it is important to hold citizens, and especially individuals convicted of a crime, accountable. With the money saved from increasing ignition interlock laws and utilizing designated drivers, and the money gained from ticket fines for new mandated laws, there should be ample means to provide proper alcohol education to offenders, and with societal awareness regarding the seriousness of this policy issue, we can expect to see a dramatic decrease in drunk driving offenses and crashes in the future. And in addition to my presentation, I wanted to close with a personal statement and appeal to your hearts. I do not know any of you outside this class, your drinking habits, or even whether you drink at all. What I do know is that I drank one night and then got in a car with friends who had also been drinking. The driver of my car ran a stop sign across a highway, and at that exact moment, an 18-wheeler was approaching and hit our car at my door, and boom. Instantly, I lost abilities, became paralyzed from my legs to my hands, and lived with the consequences of driving under the influence daily. The issue at hand is responsibility. As the holidays approach us, please be responsible and encourage everyone you know to be responsible also. Even if we are not under the influence ourselves, we cannot guarantee that the drivers around us aren't. So please take care. And thank you